Hi everybody, I hope you're all doing well. So this message is all about if you are feeling derailed in life, what is causing you to feel derailed? It's when you are not embracing everything in your life. So are you embracing your job? Well, if your job isn't worth embracing, then why would you embrace it? You have to, because that is your life right now. You have to embrace your job. If you're not embracing the negative people that you're working with, why would you embrace those negative people? Because they're a part of the environment, they're part of your surroundings, they're part of your life path. Perhaps you are in their life to influence them to find the light or the love or the harmony that they are choosing to dismiss. They are choosing to find it more inspiring to derail everybody else around them because they themselves feel derailed, but that doesn't mean you have to feel derailed. You can get back on your track and you can be a powerful voice of something that is good, that then helps them to find what they are missing, right? So we don't know all the ways that your life is exactly the way that it is, so be sure that you are embracing it. Make sure that you're embracing that job and embracing those people, but embracing yourself. That's super important. I'm trying to say that's so key and super important at the exact same time. So it's like, that's super important. I was derailed there and then I embraced it. So this is super important. This is so key. Okay. So embrace your job, embrace these people, but embrace yourself. Embrace who you are and be who you are. That's very, very important, because what happens when you're derailed is you're trying to get back on track with you. And maybe you're not embracing because you would rather things be different, but they are like this right now. I know a big one is anything happening in the media, whatever they're talking about, whatever's going on, government decisions, what's happening in the world, it's very derailing. It's very influentially negative. Makes us feel negative. Makes us talk negatively. Makes us feel like this is a hopeless world and everything is going down the drain. And we're going down the drain too. And it's worse than that. It's like going down the toilet. Like, I'd rather go down a drain than go down a toilet. This is like way worse. We're going like deep into the darkest, grossest gutters of them all. That's derailing, right? The whole point is what can you do with your energy, with your time, with your heart, with your voice? What can you do with all that you are right now? And maybe life doesn't have all the answers. Maybe you're really looking for answers and you just can't simply find them, and that's derailing. You want to know what you need to do right now, and you can't find it. You can't figure it out. You have to embrace every single thing about today. You have to embrace you. You have to embrace your kids and your parents and your friends and your coworkers and your job and your financial situation. And some people are in such financial despair that how could anybody embrace a financial situation that is on the brink of complete poverty? There's a rhyme and a reason for why everything for you. There's a rhyme and reason why everything for me. And so if it's something that we are not embracing, we have to embrace it. We can reject it all day long, but that doesn't mean it's going to change. And so when you embrace your life, when you embrace you, when you embrace your situation, when you embrace all the grossest stuff about it, you're actually pulling everything that is the spirit of who you are back into yourself. And now you're going to work with solutions. What are you in control of? You're in control of whether or not you're going to smile today. You're in control of whether or not you're going to be honest today. You're in control of whether or not you're going to go to the grocery store or go work out. So there are things you are in control of. And start focusing your time and your energy on the things that you can do. And sometimes for me, I don't realize when I'm getting derailed. And when I start to realize that, you know what, I am angry. Or I am being a lot more negative than is really true to me. Or I'm avoiding a good habit and I'm choosing a bad habit over a good one. And so I'm choosing to be self-aware. And it's hard to always be self-aware. It's just sometimes we can't figure out what we're not seeing, okay? But the key is to try, to care, to embrace. And all this stuff is going to bring you back on track. There's a reason why you're watching this video. There's a reason why I caught your attention. There's got to be something in this message that is going to help you, that is a solution for you. And maybe it's just simply hearing somebody talk about it. Maybe you're noticing it, just hearing somebody talk about it is refreshing, you know? So I'm going to just say this. This is my intro because I want to tell you what the inspiration of this video was a being that I met in the universe. So my YouTube channel, whether you're familiar with it or not, I'm a spiritual person. I'm very open-minded. I'm not associated with any kind of specific religion, but I like to take adventures into the beyond. We all get messages from the other side. We all feel a sense of connection to the spirit of our loved ones, but maybe some of us don't have loved ones. And so there's the spirit of those who we do admire. And sometimes it's Jesus, or sometimes it's angels. And sometimes it's something better than this has got to be out there. Sometimes it's nature, right? But we get sometimes this sense of a message that hits us. And then we can't really deny it, you know? You know, I feel like somebody's trying to tell me something. That's spiritual. That's something beyond yourself. That's you picking up on a message from the infinite universe. So I picked up on a message from the infinite universe. There was a being that was talking to me about a train on a track, and the train was going backward, and that's how it begins. And it was kind of influenced by myself getting really frustrated about the world and trying to figure out what I can do to make the world a better place, but feeling a bit kind of helpless, trying to remember that I can always pray and I can always send love out there. Anyway, I'm going to move on to that part of this conversation, and I welcome you to stick around and listen. It's pretty darn interesting. And if you like this video, like, subscribe, share. I'd love to have you as part of my YouTube family. All right, here we go into the next message. So I'm going to tell you what this being told me. It's a lot, okay? It's about a train on the track. Kind of interesting because it got me thinking about East Palestine, but I'll talk about that. It starts like this. He shows me a train. The train is on the track. The train is going backward. And it's not just going backward slowly, it's going backward out of control. It's going up a mountain and it's flying off the track. And he told me that every single person has a track, and that every single person is a train that is on their own track. Not a single person on our planet is the train derailed from the track. That's an illusion. You are on track. You are on track. That's how the message begins. You are on track. Now, when the train is going backward on the track, that means that you are not embracing your path. You're not embracing the track that you are on. And so you are trying to avoid it. You're going backwards. So how much are you trying to avoid it? If you're trying to avoid it a lot, you could be spiraling out of control and losing yourself. And you just keep going further and further and further back. And then you fly off the track and just go into the nothing. But that's the illusion. It's going to feel like that. But what's really happening is you're still on the track and you're still moving forward. You can only ever be moving forward in life no matter how life feels, okay? So when the finger goes up here and then it goes down there because I'm hearing all the latest news and I just feel like my heart is breaking and I feel like I can't do anything to help anybody, which we can, there's a lot we can do. We can pray for people. I know that what is prayer exactly? It's a caring person who is thinking about the betterment of others and is sending angelic energy, is sending loving thoughts, is sending kindness, is glowing brighter for the well-being of others. It's a saintly act. To pray is a saintly act. So there are things that we can do even if we can't be there and use our own hands to really make a difference. There are things that we can do, but we do feel hopeless a lot of the time. A lot of people, I feel hopeless too when I watch this stuff. I feel like the finger goes down. The scale is like, yay, ooh, bad day. Okay, so this train analogy he was showing me, and he was showing me the train is moving forward, always moving forward. And no matter how you might feel off track, you're still on track. You're always on track. Remember that. You are on track. Now, if that is true, everybody in the whole wide world is on track. If every single person in the whole wide world is on track, what is that saying? There's more to tell you about this. The next thing he showed me, there were pigs in a pen. And hear me out on this whole one. So the pigs are in the pen, and I see the boundaries of the fence, and I see there's more and more and more and more pigs. And the pigs are just filling in this very small space, and they're actually on top of each other, beneath each other, and it's terrible. It's terrible condition for these pigs. And the farmer could just open the gate and let the pigs into a much bigger prairie space and let them just enjoy their pig life and their life on the farm. So he showed me that these pigs and the farmer, okay, the farmer is like our leaders. The leaders get to decide the size of the fence and how the pigs are going to fit in that fence, and what the livelihood or the joy of those pigs is going to be is up to the farmer. The farmer gets to decide. So if the farmer doesn't choose to open up the fence to let the pigs out to enjoy a bigger field, the farmer could decide to kill the pigs in the pen and make sure to control the population. The pigs don't get to decide what happens to the pigs when they are in the fence. The farmer decides. Who is the farmer? So we look at the world today. Who are the farmers of our world? Who are the leaders of our world? What are they deciding for the pigs in the pen? Don't let this hit a nerve with you, because obviously we are paralleling pigs with human beings. Human beings in pens. Human beings being controlled by the fence that they are given by the leader or the farmer, correct? What he told me was that we're all equal, okay? So the pig is equal with the fence, is equal with the farmer, is equal with the land, is equal with the sky, is equal with the sun, the moon, etc. Is equal. Everything is equal. It's like a tree is equal with the fire. Just hear me out, okay? So that nothing is above or beneath anything else. We are all working in sync. We are all working in rhythm with one another. We all play different roles. He showed me a scene where the pigs were set free from the fence. They were set completely free where there was no fence. And once the pigs were set free, they did their own thing, okay? Some pigs starved to death. Some pigs were eaten alive. Some pigs created a tribe and then were warrior pigs against other warrior pigs. But the pigs were able to go and find themselves in whatever way they wanted to find themselves. Human beings do this too. He showed me that, believe it or not, the fence is not a prison. The fence is actually a healthy thing that creates harmony. So when the pigs are in the fence, they understand where their boundaries are, and they feel protected by the fence, and they're close to their family, and they live out their life how they're meant to live it, okay? Human beings are the same. The fence that we have is the law, okay? So though he showed me a society, and we have buildings, and we have cars, we have expectations of each other, and as long as we honor each other, we honor our work, we give it an honest day's work, and we work in harmony with, as best we can, that is the fence. And when we work in harmony, we are in the flow of the fence. And then there is no fence, because there is no imprisonment. But he said that human beings thrive when there is a fence. But what is the fence exactly? When the fence is the boundaries are too small and it is containing and there is disharmony amongst the pigs, then the fence isn't the right harmony or the right balance. And the farmer needs to look at this, because the farmer needs to care about his pigs. The farmer doesn't get to be a farmer if it doesn't have pigs. And if the farmer doesn't respect the value of the pigs, then what's wrong with the farmer, right? So the farmer even eradicates all the pigs, and the farmer isn't really a farmer anymore. So these are some interesting analogies that we were talking about. I had to tell you about that one. So this about the pigs and the fence and the flow. So human beings working in the flow. Human beings in a society where the rules are honest, where the rules are really there just to make sure we respect each other, we understand where we stand with each other, what our boundaries are with each other, what the expectations of our community or how we contribute to the community. When all of this is harmoniously decided and that we work together with it, then it's like whether you're a farmer or you're a pig, you're all working in harmony with the fence, with the boundaries. And it creates freedom. It actually created freedom. That's what he showed me. So, oh man, there's so many parts of this conversation. I want to go back to the train on the track. I was talking to him about World War II, and I was talking about Jews. and how they literally were on a train, on a track, and they were forced into a concentration camp. So what are they supposed to do? Like their track is just taking them to this nightmare. And then what do? And he says, every single person is given a track. And if your track is guiding you into a concentration camp, then your track is intertwined with other tracks. Like your path is intertwined with other paths. That's a collective thing. So these souls are working together on this collective path. They're working together through an experience. It's not always a pleasant one. Just like in East Palestine, it's not a pleasant experience. Their train tracks are all working together. Their paths are intertwined to explore this experience together. But these train tracks are intertwined with my track and everybody else's track in the world that knows about the event in East Palestine that is concerned. It's also intertwined with the tracks of our leadership. So all tracks are actually, our paths are all intertwined. The whole world's paths are all intertwined. We're all connected to each other's paths. We have our individual and then our collective paths. But he showed me that in that scenario with the Jewish people, they're going to this concentration camp. What a nightmare, right? So if your track is leading you into a very difficult learning experience, you get to decide how you are going to embrace your track or not embrace your track. And so if you're embracing your track, what would that look like if you're in a concentration camp? And people are inspired to be whoever they need to be on their track, and they're allowed to be whoever they need to be on their track. What causes the train to go backward? What causes the train to even stop? And what causes the train to move forward? The train's always moving forward no matter what. But there's something about the harmony of ourself that helps us when we are embracing our path. We are really moving forward. When we are rejecting our path, we are moving backward. How many people do you think rejected their train track into a concentration camp? A lot. How would you be able to even embrace that? How would you be able to do it? And what would be an example of a Jewish person embracing their concentration camp experience? Perhaps being strong and courageous enough to support the children or support the adults, to share stories and help people find some kind of a smile in a difficult situation. It could be people are angry, they're arguing, they're venting, maybe become violent. We're all learning from each other. We're all learning from each other. We're inspired by each other in different ways. So negativity can inspire more negativity, can inspire everybody to revolt, okay? And then you could be patient, you could be smiling or try to be courageous, right? Try to be strong to help raise the spirits of the people in the situation. And so sometimes positive energy is infectious. Sometimes negative energy is infectious. So what do you guys think? If the train is going backward, if we're rejecting the track, what do you think that creates? Is that a bad thing or a good thing? If the train is moving forward on the track, what does that create? I know that there is something about embracing this train track that is so important. And okay, I'm going to tell you another thing. I'm going to tell you this other thing I was shown. I feel like I've been wanting to tell you guys this, and I feel like I'm out of breath telling you. I don't even know why. I'm just like full of air, like telling you guys this story because there's so many parts of it. And I'm like, did I get it all? Did I say everything correctly? Okay. So I was shown this image. This is important. I was shown President Biden, okay? And I was shown President Biden is guided by other people in a box behind his head. So he is this face forward. He's this billboard person. And he is told what he needs to do, and then he does that, okay? And so I saw these people behind him that were on their own track, and then he is on his own track. I saw everybody is on their own track. So where is your track guiding you? Where is your track guiding you? Who has ownership over your track? Who has ownership over your track? You do. It's your track. You get to do whatever you want on your track. Something about when the train goes backward, you're losing yourself. This is important. When the train goes backward, you're losing yourself. You could be losing yourself to the influence of power or greed, or your insecurities, you know, and inspire you to do what you're told instead of what you following your own heart. This is your track, so you have to make sure that you are being true to your own spirit. Where is your track guiding you? It's not going to be easy to understand what your track is. It's not going to be able to understand the track that you're on or the path of your life. It's hard to understand yourself half the time. But when you know that you're on the right track and that you can't be derailed from the track, even if you feel like you are, if you start to take notice that you're not embracing your track, you're rejecting it, you have to take ownership of your track. You have to take ownership of who you are. And then you have to take ownership that you are moving forward and to embrace the path that you are on. And what kind of impression do you want to make in this world? What kind of impression do you want to make in this world? Whether you are a pig or you are a farmer, what kind of seeds do you want to plant in those people that you can make a difference in their life? Whether it's praying for souls in another part of the world, their souls will remember. Their souls will know. When we cross over and go to the other side, we know everybody and everything. We remember it all. We're just part of the infinite memory of the universe. We can't comprehend it all. We can't digest it all right now as a human being, but our soul is like this infinite library. It remembers, it knows everything. And then it recalls it. And once it's shed this body and then it recalls everything, it says, my gosh, was I living with dignity? Did I lose myself? Was I being cruel, or I did the best that I could? I'm so glad that I never gave up. And I struggled with my emotions, or I struggled with whatever. But you know what? The soul can live with a soul when the soul knows that it lived true to its heart. And if living true to your heart is being strong enough to love somebody, be patient with somebody, forgive somebody, to show them what true love looks like through your example. Wow, that's powerful. That's a powerful track to be on, and you can be on that track no matter who you are in the whole wide world. Whether you're President Biden or you're some no-name person, your soul is known. And your track is precious. I just want to pause for a moment and see if there was anything else that I needed to say about this. Yes, it's decided. Those are my main points for today. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for exploring this meaning that I felt and experienced myself. You're going to have to share what you think about this message. The train track is life path, right? And it's reminding us not to resist it, to embrace our life path, whether we know where it's taking us or not. Because sometimes we feel lost. Sometimes we feel depressed on it. Sometimes we feel derailed, right? By what we're hearing in the media, derailed by how people perhaps aren't being their best self, making us not want to be our best self. But you have to focus on your train track, right? This is your life path. This is taking ownership of your life path. And so if somebody else is derailed, even though they're not, they're just behaving that way, they might inspire you to become derailed. And then you're going to blame them for derailing you. But no, you take ownership of your life path, right? And so if someone is derailed, that doesn't mean you are derailed. You take ownership and you continue to be the best representation of who you are, no matter what your situation is. And you find out how you can be the best of the best of the best of that when you embrace your train track, right? Your train track is so ridiculously precious. That means you and your purpose is so important in this world. It takes us back to the pigs and the fence and the farmer. The farmer can only be the farmer if it has pigs. And the pigs are doing a great service to the farmer who has lessons in learning of valuing the pigs as much as the farmer values the farmer's own self. It's just like Jesus says, You treat others the way you would want to be treated. And that's why there's inequality here across the board. The pigs are just as valuable as the farmer is to the pigs. The farmer then takes care of the pigs, makes sure they get fed, makes sure they have the right environment. Everybody works in sync. So make sure that you're taking ownership of your path, of your train track. And remember, you're not derailed and you're not going backward, because this message is reminding you to embrace and be as bright as you can be. Be an inspiration. Be an influence of something good in this world, because we need to see that. The media wants to present that the goodness of this world is lost in all of this tyranny and all this despair. It's not doing us a service. It's actually doing us a disservice. If it's doing us a disservice and causing us to lose our train and our track and feel that way, then we need to take a break from it. And we need to come back to our energy and our place, right? So that's what I wanted to say. Share your thoughts on this. Thank you so very much for watching, and thank you for being a part of my YouTube family. If you're not subscribed yet, don't be shy. Come on in, subscribe, like, share the video. Thank you again. Have a great day.